Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today we're talking about pre-season. But before we get into it, if you are new around here, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and now let's get into it. So Spurs played their first game of the pre-season and faced West Ham United, their London rivals. Obviously a lot of hatred between the two clubs going into this one every season. You know, they hate us for a reason. Who knows? I think they think they're bigger than us. I think we think we're bigger than them. So there's just a bit of tit for tat. And now they've won a trophy. They're going to hold that over us for many years to come until if we win one. And obviously in this game, we narrowly lost 3-2. And according to social media, you'd think, you know, West Ham have won their cup final yet again against the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. But, you know, the scoreline is a bit misleading. People on social media have run away with it and said, oh, look at this. I remember I've seen some people saying, oh, Spurs are back, 2-0 down, welcome Ange, you know, you're back in, you know, back to normal at Spurs, all that sort of rubbish. But I'll be honest, and I've heard a few people say this, I think it was the most, you know, mullering from a side that ended up losing a game 3-2 that I've ever seen, especially in the history of Tottenham as well. And it was actually quite similar to what I feel like Manchester City fans experience when they arrive at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and, you know, they absolutely batter us and then end up losing 2-0. It was a bit like a smash and grab from West Ham, I'm not going to lie. But if you actually look at the stats, they were very, very promising. You know, a lot of shots from Tottenham, a lot on target, very high possession, lots of passes, and it was very good. I'll be honest, I was watching it and I thought, this is Ange ball if I've ever seen it. This is like proper good passing, good pressing, attacking avenues, you know, lots of options up top. And I thought it was very good. Obviously, we know he made 11 subs at half-time, but there were some good cameos as well from James Maddison. I'd say Yves Bissouma, very impressive. I think he will be a vital player this season. Also, Manor Solomon, you know, showing how he could go for a starting role. Obviously, no Son in the team either. So, you know, he really made a good job of it. And I was very impressed with Solomon, had a good few shots. And if it wasn't for some defensive mishaps, which we'll get into a bit later on in the video, and Fabianski being brilliant, it could have been a very different result. Obviously, Fabianski made some unreal saves from Solomon, the dipping shot. He also made a great save from Bissouma with that little passing. I've seen Tottenham fans on Twitter getting very excited about that. But as I say, what I saw was promising, you know. And after only a couple of weeks at the club, has already shown he's put his identity and philosophy on the team. Not 100%, you know. I'd say that was about 60% of where you'd assume we'd want to be. And I was just very impressed, you know. If we obviously didn't make 11 subs at half-time, it might have been a bit different as well. But it's pre-season at the end of the day, and it's all about experimenting. I always remember we went undefeated in pre-season under Nuno Espirito Santo. So pre-season isn't always the be-all and end-all. So, you know, I lost to West Ham. I'll take in pre-season if, you know, we show some progress. But the main issue to take from that game is our defence. Obviously, to start, some of the defensive mishaps. I'm not sure if that would be Ange's perfect back four. I don't think Tanganga's good enough after watching that. Reguilon doesn't look match fit, doesn't seem up to scratch just yet. Pedro Porro's obviously got to get used to playing more of a right back than a wing back. A lot of the issues from the goals in the first half came from set pieces, and Ange even took into consideration that this fell at the foot of his door sort of thing, and he said that these are things he hasn't been able to work on yet, and you understand that. He's only been at the club, as I say, for a couple of weeks. And in the last goal, I mean, I've said it time and time again, get Davinson Sanchez out of this club. I actually think it was a detriment playing him in this game because it's probably lowered his value. So now I don't even know if we will sell him, but he stepped up and played Scamacca on side, and Scamacca was able to do the 1v1. So that was very, very annoying to see that from a player that is just so infuriating to watch. I just find it mind-numbing how I feel like some of the things he does is like rule one of defending. just don't if you're an up and coming defender, don't look at Davinson Sanchez videos, because you'll just end up making mistakes time and time again. But yeah, as I say, promising start to pre-season. Obviously Ange back in Australia for Perth, and obviously we didn't get to see Son and Ndombele. They've obviously got a few knocks and getting back to full fitness, which Ange addressed at full time. So it'd be good to see Son during pre-season, and Ndombele everyone's interested in. But it does throw a few spanners in the works, because Celso looked all right as a player that could play that 8 role. And as I say, pre-season is a time where it's about experimenting, it's about seeing what works. But it was just so good to see attacking football. Oh my God. Like, I keep saying, that's probably the best Spurs display attacking-wise I've seen in about 4 years. And I'm not even joking. Like, the way we've been in games under Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, it's been sickening. And just sitting back and absorbing pressure. But it was just nice to be on the front foot and have options, and look like the passing. It was the best I've ever seen the passing for a long while. But Ange just needs to go away now and to have some time again with the players, and really drum in his philosophy, because it seems like players are signing up for it, and they look like they're playing with a bit of a smile on their face, which is obviously good to see. Obviously Harry Kane played as well, with his future still undecided. He wore the captain's armband. Again, I really don't know what sort of path his future's going to be, but again, it's just more questions and answers at this stage yet again, and it's anyone's guess what is going to happen. People saying he is interested in Bayern, he's not. He will leave, he won't leave on a free. So, as I say, it's getting a bit on my nerves. Keep having to, this seems to be the port of call. I wouldn't like to be Ange Postecoglou at this time, like addressing the media and having to answer that question every so often. So yeah, that was the first game of the pre-season. If it was any other team, I think we'd all be even more alright of it. But because it's West Ham, and the amount of West Ham fans have especially been like, oh, great start for Ange, and this was without Declan Rice. They're in for a shock this season, so don't count your chickens before they've hatched. But let me know, what did you make of Ange Postecoglou's first game in charge of Spurs? Were you happy? Were you annoyed? What did you make of the defence? What did you make of the attack? Any individual players you thought were really good? Anyone who you thought was really bad? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I appreciate every subscriber I get. And I've been Sonny, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.